Alright folks, so my feed has been all about fish and fishing lately, and I guess that topic won't be changing anytime soon because my life isn't as interesting as it seems. So, you see, nothing much has happened in my life lately that's remotely interesting that I can make a video about, but that being said, I needed to do something about this fishing addiction, and here I am making vlogs and moving forward with YouTube. And today I'm going to be talking about my struggles sometimes as a fisherman. Now, long story short, there's two types of fishing. There's your bait fishing with your baits like bread and other fish, you know, that sort of thing. And then there's lure fishing. There are two types of lures. So there's your soft plastics, which are, well, okay, that's not meant to happen. There are your soft plastics, which are pretty much plastic fish imitations attached to a jig head, which is that. Then there are your hard bodies. And long story short, they are essentially there to trigger a reaction from a predatory fish, because somehow this looks like a fish and somehow this looks like a fish. But anyways, so on a recent trip to a lake where I experimented on a bunch of different kinds of lures, I used this thing. It's called a spinner bait because when it flows in the water, this thing spins around like that. Yeah, you see? And when that didn't work, I tried this thing, which is called a Tassie Devil. It didn't work either. But my friend, who was also using a Tassie Devil, somehow caught everything, and it was the same lure, just a different color. Within 5 minutes of fishing, he caught everything. Now, as a fisherman, that is really frustrating. And my stubborn self wouldn't use his lure even though he offered to let me use it, and still he kept catching. So after a while of being unsuccessful using the Bloody Ripper, I gave in and finally used his shitty
I think
lure.
I might have to retire fishing ever.
But even when I did, this happened.
No!
And
No!
even when I did get a fish,
I caught
finally
you.
after using his stuff,
I caught you, you asshole.
it wasn't even hooked properly, and that day will forever go down to be one of the most frustrating days I've ever had fishing. It was one of those days where, like, it's even worse than catching nothing. So the moral of the story is, don't be cheap on your lures. If you want good lures, spend money on it. You know, you don't have to spend much, just make sure you get a variety of different ones and learn how to use this if you're gonna use it, because I've been fishing for like 2 years and I don't know how to use it properly. But anyways, I went back a week later, and surely enough, I used the Tassie Devil with the same color as the lure that my friend used, and lo and behold, I caught a 32 centimeter beast. So, going back to the whole moral of the story thing, don't be stubborn and have a variety of your lures. That's the best advice I can give to any of you trying out lure fishing. Anyways, that's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next video. There we go. Beautiful fish, and he's gonna go back.